Welcome everyone to episode 56 of the draft. This week we're going to be talking about the Anduril 250 at Naval Base Coronado in San Diego. A road course, the one of a kind type thing here. Should be a lot of fun. Super long track that gets over 3 miles long. And they said they're going to speed up stage caution, so that's always fun to see them trying to do that as well. So I think we're going to see a fun race this weekend. I'm joined as always with Tino Patino, Full Tank Phil Eastman. Guys, Phil, I think I'm going to start with you because you love Pocono. So we'll do a little Pocono review. I don't mind Pocono myself. I think it kind of is what it is. I like that it's unique, strategy type race. And what I really liked is when the race was over, I do all my true performance scores for the race, and the top six in true performance score finished top six in the race. So those are my favorite types of races. The fast cars are up front battling. That's how I like it. So what do you think of the race, Phil? How'd you do? I think I was up like 1.6 units on the weekend total or something. It was just kind of like is what it is, and we move on. I think you had a banger though. So how'd you do this weekend?
Yeah, I had a good weekend for the betting card from the podcast, but I'm trying. I really don't think that is the reason why I'm kind of biased into saying I enjoyed that race at Pocono. I'm maybe biased because it's my home track, but still, I could critique things that I love, and I don't think that's the race for it. I was actually shocked when I went on the Jeff Gluck poll like on Monday or whatever, and it was like 62%. I was honestly like, whoa, that is lower than I thought.
Yeah,
And my only explanation for that is like people not preparing themselves for the type of race that it would be. Uh, because if you're
I think
going
you're
into
right.
it knowing that it's a strategy race, knowing that there's fuel mileage involved, and you got to hope for some good green flag racing, that's what we got. Like I honestly felt like that's what we got. We had some cautions for cause, which ended up being kind of crazy. Guys spinning on their own. Like I thought it was very entertaining. And the way it ended with Bell trying to, strategize and hold off those other guys on a longer run, not working out. It killed me, as we'll get to in a second, but that was fun to watch. And the best
Yeah.
cars ended up doing well. So to me, for a Pocono race, that's really all you could ask for.
Yeah, and you had more than Bell doing that long run too, trying to catch caution. So you did have like a couple guys up there running longer. I think what Blaney was one of them, and I don't even remember Blaney and someone else were up there doing the same thing. But that's what that race is all about. I was shocked that it was so much lower than Michigan. Like you said, I just two similar type things to me. I guess just the carnage in Michigan. I think that makes the yeses go up in that poll. Tino, what did you think of this Pocono race, and did you enjoy it? How'd you do? Win any bets? Win any money? Have any fun? What happened?
Always having fun. Can you guys hear me okay? I think I was on dial up, as Zach said in the
Yeah,
beginning. I hope I'm better now. Said my
you look clear
broadband is
now
better.
too. Yeah, crystal clear.
Perfect. Well, I'm feeling good. Had a great Pocono, and the reason why was because of Denny Hamlin. So, really didn't have to overthink that one. Love the Minions car. I told you guys last week I'd speak Minionese, so I guess I'll give it a shot here. Bello Baba Booey. God, that's crazy. But no, ultimately, race was great, and it was great because it was a Pocono race that felt like that. Like Phil mentioned it, long green flag runs, strategy coming into play. Like we see that at Indy, and it's no reason why. Like there is a reason why they're similar, is because of the track length. So that was cool. The one thing that I want to mention: Legacy Motor Club, John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones continuing to do well. I like to see that. Daniel Suarez as well. That's a driver I talked about last week. Could have a good run. Did have a good run. So those guys, like when we see these point standings now, 10 races to go before the chase, like it's cool to see these underdogs continuing to show up and perform well. And obviously for the draft, that could come into play with the teams that we're picking. We talk about every single team. So I thought it was really cool. Great race, won some money with Eric Jones top 10 and Denny Hamlin, like I said. So it was a pretty good day.
Beautiful. Yeah, I thought it kind of was what it was. We expected that, so I think we enjoyed it. And then this week we go to a race where we don't know what to expect. One last note here on Pocono, we'll do the draft results, and this was a crazy one because we have our first tie of the year. 300 points to 300 points with two different strategies here as well, which I just think is kind of crazy how we have the bonus set up the way it is, still managed to find a tie here. So pretty crazy. Um, yeah, man, it was like Bubba Wallace and you, Tino, that was down. Look at our FRM picks again.
Yeah,
two
yeah. No,
two points to
I'm
the
not to
high.
cut you off, but the Noah Gregson to give me 1 point to tie, 2-1.
Yeah.
Like I'm hyped. When you sent this and it was a 300-point tie, guys. Okay, I am very shocked. I know I'm very animated, very enthusiastic, but this is crazy to me. The amount of math and numbers that goes into picks and points and everything. Not to mention, this year we add in the bonus, and we still are able to generate a tie. This is just peak entertainment. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just think it's insane that we got a tie. Like, how is that even possible? And shout out Noah
No,
Gregson. That's the 1 point. 1 point for and that's why we got those guys there. RFM, could be crazy, could be a little silly, and they were, but the one extra point gets me half a win, and that's huge for me. So sorry, that was awesome.
that's
Really cool.
awesome.
Really
I didn't
excited.
even notice where Gilliland finished too, but Gilliland had to beat those two. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about Todd this week. But yeah, incredible, 300-point tie right there. You and I, we'll pick a charity. I think we did. We'll post that tomorrow on X, and then we'll post Phil's from the week before too. We got a little catch up to do there. But yeah, fun week. Shout out to Nick Giffen too, who drafted with us. He scored, I think, 283.5. So good performance there. What killed him, he easily could have taken it home had Brad Keselowski with 1 point. So he was off the Busher train, and Kez really was a killer. So thank you, Nick, if you're listening, for coming on last week. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll come on for a playoff race or something coming up here. All right, let's get into the draft. We will start out with our race preview here. I don't know what you put together for this, Phil. We've never been here before, but we'd love to hear it. And so, what do you got for us?
Yeah, just kind of describing what we have going on is really all we can do. But we've got the San Diego Street Course, the Naval Base, Coronado, Anduril 250 race, the base. So many different names for this one. It's interesting, but lots of hype around this. NASCAR investing a lot of marketing into this race, as they did with Chicago years before. But the track layout for this weekend, 3.4-mile track, 16 turns. It's the longest track that's on the NASCAR schedule this year. It's absolutely huge. I don't know if you guys saw the iRacing demo that they've been doing over the last week or so, but it just seems enormous, never ending. This is a 3-day event. So we've got practice on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, qualifying on Saturday at 2:30 Eastern time. And then the race is Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So a little twilight there. On Sunday night. We got stage breaks, 20 laps in stage 1, 20 in stage 2, 35 in stage 3 for a total of 75 laps on this monster road course. And I was saying that I feel like if you're looking for something to comp it to, the Chicago street course, they're not running it anymore, but it's the only other street course that these guys have taken on. So I think that that's pretty important. And it's another situation where years back, everyone in the field was dealing with something brand new. So that was different. But because we haven't been here before, I just pulled all road course races since the next gen car started. The winners start on the pole 6 times, start inside the top 5, 58% of the time. And for this one, top 10, the winner has started there 87% of the time. So starting inside the top 10, very important. And winners starting outside the top 20 barely happens. Fisher was the only one at Watkins Glen starting 24th. And Chevy, obviously the dominant manufacturer here. I mean, if it's not SVG, it's take your pick. The most dominant guys this season on the road courses, the guys that you'd probably go to probably are driving for Chevy. But historically in the next gen car, we've gone through waves of guys like Larson, guys like Elliott, guys like Reddick when he was driving for Chevy. Chevy just has it going on in the next gen car with road courses. So no different this weekend. And that's what I got for you here.
Awesome. I think it's going to be a fun one. So guys, yeah, in that doing iRacing and all that looks kind of bumpy. Maybe we'll get some tire wear. That'd be cool. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, all we can do is kind of look at the road courses. For me in particular, I looked at a lot of last year and this year. Two this year and last year, I thought some guys really found some speed. So I thought that was a good year to look at too. That translated into the first two races this year. So I'm sure we'll be bringing that up a lot here. Um, Shout out to Brian Twining, by the way. Sent me this hat. He goes, "I saw this hat. I thought you had to have it." But yeah, there he is. Awesome hat, Ryan. Thank you, Brian, for sending this over. So nice Ryan Priest Apollo hat to kick it off tonight. We'll see where I go when we get to Team RFK in this draft. All right, let's start it off here. Bring up the draft board, and we're going to start out with 2311 Toyota team. Tino, I'm going to kick it back to you, let you lead this one off, but we'll go 2311 for the Anduril 250 at San Diego.
Oh, man. I'm excited for this one, and I think I'll just get right to it. Going to be Tyler Reddick for me here. It's just a no-brainer in terms of the road course, what it takes. The point that I'll add to is, like, I saw one of the NASCAR iRacing series guys. I don't remember who it was, so apologies. But like, he was talking and he's like, the guys that have the real in real life drivers that have to race on this circuit in real life are going to have their hands full. And for someone that's saying that, like, and obviously it's a sim, so he's like experiencing some of the same feel, but like, that's crazy to feel it that much online. And the fact that it's going to be even crazier in person is something that I know I need to have a top dog. Tyler Reddick is that. Obviously, one over SVG. I feel like him and Busher, the only two guys that are capable or that have beaten SVG. I shouldn't say are capable. I think maybe someone else could get it done, but ultimately, Tyler Reddick, no brainer for me, especially after he beat SVG earlier this year at COTA.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I'll just kind of go right off of that here too. Tyler Reddick's my pick. Only him and Chris Buescher, two drivers that have beaten Shane Van Gisbergen on road courses over the last 8. Because I just pulled up 2025, 2026, like I said. So it's an 8-race sample. And in that time frame, all 8 races, Tyler Reddick's second to only SVG in average finish on those road courses. So to me, this was a no-brainer. I'm not really interested in Bubba or Riley Herbst here or Corey Heim. But Phil, you going to be any different here? We got a Tyler Reddick sweep.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick sweep. Go fast, Troy. Had it dead on. We're all taking Reddick. Let's move on. But I'll just say Reddick was the only other guy that I played defense against SVG with as far as a betting card. 9-1 on DraftKings. I thought that was a pretty solid number for Reddick because of how he's been good on every track this year. Like, it does not matter what style of track we're throwing at Tyler Reddick in that 45 team. He can handle it all. And now we're going to a street course. And the Chicago tracks, he's been solid with as well. So he's a good option B if you're looking for someone off the beaten trail for an outright.
Yeah, I think my video there comes out tomorrow. We did the preview this morning. But basically saying, like, you know, if someone's going to knock off SVG here, I think it's going to be a Toyota, and who else to start with than Tyler Reddick. So I don't mind that number at all. It's kind of nice when you get these guys like Zilic blown way up and then or juiced so much, and then same thing with SVG. I think he's like minus 60 in most books right now, but it inflates everything else. So, you know, if there is a little unknown here, maybe. I mean, we could look like fools saying that, you know, if SVG just wins by 20 seconds, but maybe there's some unknowns here. Maybe someone can get an edge, but we'll see. Tyler Reddick sweep to start it out. Now we go to the team we just mentioned a little while ago. Can we roster a guy that scores more than 2 points here? I will go first. I think this guy can score more than 2 points, and it's the guy we left out last week. I'll go with Todd Gilliland. Not much to say here other than he's better than his teammates on these road courses since 2025 in average start, average finish, average running position. Those all are those are the most important things here. And then if you just look at this year alone, it's only 2 road courses, but he's beaten both of his teammates both times. So maybe I'm cursing him by picking him here when we've, you know, shunned him all these other weeks. But give me Todd Gilliland. Phil, I'm going to kick it right back to you. What do you got?
Yeah, it's a shame because I was thinking about I was going to be the only one taking Todd, but he is who I'm going with because of the road course element to it. Zane's had a rough finish and then like an 18th place. He's 0-2 versus Todd so far this year. Granted, Watkins Glen, Todd beat him by a spot, but it's the average running position for me, and looking at the Chicago race, those 3 races, his average running position is not bad, Todd Gillen. Especially, comparing it to the teammates, but he's had some decent finishes, a 7th place finish where his average running position was 9.2. He finished 38th, but his average running position was 16. Like, those are the last 2 races on the street course. That's all I need out of Todd Gillen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's who I'm going with. I'm a little let down. I thought I was going to be the only one.
Oh, I'm with you, man. And I like when we're together. So maybe we'll see what his odds are for a sneaky top 10 or something. I don't know. Tino, what do you got?
Yep, throwing me on that board as well. And fellas, let me say this: I always go for the win. I always, no matter what. But I got no problem tying any of you, because Phil, if you get a tie, then it's 3.5. If I get a tie, then I'm at 6, and maybe I can try to catch up to Ryan. I'm just saying, just leaving it all out there. So it's like, now you want to tie, you're tying me. I'm not tying you. Anyways, yeah. As I say that, all the picks right now are the same. We'll see, where the next one could be different.
Well, I think we come to a good team to do that. So we'll kick it to Hendricks here, Chevy team. And, what's odd is so we expect some of them to be good at Coda, especially Byron. He was. Then you get to Watkins Glen. This team is just total ass at Watkins Glen. They just suck there. I don't know what's up, but they cannot figure out a setup for Watkins Glen anymore at all to save their lives. So I don't know, man. Which one do you have show up here at a Navy base we've never raced at? I have no clue. So I'll just go first. I'll let you guys go from there. My pick here was just Chase Elliott. I feel like this is just kind of like the slow and steady pick here because he's getting better finishes than his teammates in that sample set that I'm looking at. An average finish of 11.38 in that 8-race sample. His next best teammate, 15.38. He does have 5 top 5s in that 8-race road course sample. 5 top 10s. I don't know if I said that or not. 5 top 10s, 3 top 5s, both more than any of his teammates. And none in that 8-race sample, HMS. I know Shane Van Gisbergen's winning all these, but the 2 people who snuck in, Busher, Reddick, it's not like an HMS Chevy, which I just think is kind of odd when, Chase Elliott used to be the man on these, and Byron we've seen show up fast and win these before, but they're just not doing it. So give me Chase Elliott because I think he's the one that finds the finishes more often than not. Tino, I'll kick it to you here.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Robert asking a great question. How is Larson top 5 in points when we've lost almost 50 units this year on him? He's lost on HMS. I am also lost in where their speed went. And maybe it didn't, we know the front end of the car is new. Toyota just has better speed. So maybe it's not even that their speed is gone and other team has improved. My point is I said it last week that Chase Elliott is going to be my pick from this camp every week until someone proves otherwise. Last week at Pocono, maybe we saw a little bit of William Byron, but still not proving it to me. And Larson starting up front, but not getting the result that I thought, he should have had, which is a running for starts up front, leads to start the race. I'm like, okay, maybe he's back. No, he's not. And maybe he will be this weekend. Maybe it will be Byron. Hey, maybe, like Zach says, Bowman could do it. Definitely appreciate Iowa shouting this one out. Don't miss the race sponsor car, which would be William Byron. Look, another thing that I wanted to throw out there as well with Byron, and I'm picking Chase Elliott, so you can put that on the board. But for Byron, I think the only thing that could give him an advantage is how he is the sim guy, the iRacing guy. So maybe he gets a better understanding of a new
I was thinking
course.
that too.
Right. Yeah. I think it's definitely worth mentioning. But the last point I'll mention here that backs up my whole Chase Elliott being the best in this camp by far right now is looking at that first Chicago race. Like how unknown it was, the bumpy course, everything that went into that for these drivers. Chase Elliott finished best out of all of them in that one. So that's where I'm kind of stacking all my chips up against this time.
Nice. And to go back to Larson just real quick from last week, he was out front, but once you started seeing the speeds, there was never a time where I was like, yeah, Larson's going to finally win a race. Just kind of knew Denny's going to run him down one, but then there were other faster cars as well, on the long run. So it was just It is very odd, man. They got sometimes, especially Larson this year, he's got that good early run speed and he can get out front. But like back in the day, he got out front, he never lost it. You're like, oh shit, he's about to lead 200 laps. Like now, it's like he gets out front and you're just waiting for him to get ran down, which is just that's a weird feeling. Phil, go ahead.
All right, so let me make a side note, just a mid-season prediction here. For everyone who is a Hendrick fan, I don't feel like all hope is lost for these guys yet, because I think what you're seeing is, Larson, Elliott, they're just trying to hang in there and get inside top 5 in points, top 6 in points, wherever you're going to fall, and let the reset for the chase happen. And at that point in time, we've seen it twice now, guys going on runs. At that point in the season, Hendrick should have the notebook that they need to be able to put something together and could potentially shock. So right now they're just playing damage control and just trying to get as many like 10 points spots ahead of the next guy as they can, and then potentially go on a run. So I'm not counting them out just yet. My pick for this one,
the first race of the chase, didn't mean to cut you off, but the first race of the chase is Darlington. So like that could be Larson's breakout party right there.
Eric Jones.
Well, yeah, we
my bad, throwing everything off.
Both. But yeah, so I actually called this. There was a matchup that I called out on my podcast this week, and I went in deep about this one. And it's Elliott versus Larson, and I went with Larson, guys. He's my pick here. So we all are going to be a little different on this one. And I kind of feel a little weird because it's not typically how I go. Usually I'm a results guy. I'm like, you finish ahead of the next guy, you're better. But this is how I'm looking at this, right? Because you called it out. Recently, this team is trash. Like on the road courses this year, even going back to the start of last year, like none of these guys are really jumping out at you. Elliott does have a top 5 in average finish, but it's nothing special. So I wanted to look at the Chicago street course. Like I'm putting that very high on my list of comps. And if you look at it, Elliott's 3rd in average finish, and Larson is not in the top 10. But when you dive deeper, Larson's driver rating is 95.1. That's 4th compared to Elliott's, which is 79.3. That is a very big drop off. And I'm finding when you're looking at each race individually, Elliott, he's got a 3rd place, a 21st, and a 16th. He never had an average running position inside the top 10 any of those 3 races. He's kind of a chaos merchant is what I called him on the podcast. Like he's just able to survive the chaos and steal a decent finish. Meanwhile, Larson had finishes of 4th, 39th, in which he had an average running position of 3.8 and then a 13th place finish. So it's clear to me that Larson's team and his car were set up better and faster on those tracks. Then if you look at the last 8 races, the start of 2025, 5-3 chase head to head. The last 3, the most recent 3, Larson is 3-0. And so when the race has it fair, -151 in favor of Larson. So it's just, I'm taking Larson, crossing my fingers that he doesn't get swept up in anything, that he can put a full race together. And yeah, we'll see. So that's my case study there on those 2.
I love it. I didn't even know we had that. I saw that matchup and I was just like, I can't bet that. So I didn't even look at like what we had it fair on the site or not. So that's cool to see. Awesome. Now we get to a Toyota team that is winning. One guy in particular winning all the time. Denny Hamlin. I don't think any of us are going to pick him this week, but I do think there's 3 other guys in this team, and I do want to get your take on Christopher Bell. Tino, I'll ask you first. Can you trust Bell here? Because when you look at these stats, guys, like, so this is what I found freaking crazy here. Hold on, let me just unsplit this up. All right, so if you look at the 8 race sample that I've been looking at, SVG has his 7 top 5s in that time. Next best, Christopher Bell, 6 top 5s. Then you go to top 3s where SVG's got his 7 because he's won a million times. Christopher Bell, 5 top 3s in that time. So like now we get here. Is his wrist, is he going to be able to do this? I read today they have Brent Cruz on standby waiting to hop in the car if he can't do it, which want to talk about that too. That's freaking awesome. So, not for Bell, I wish him the best, but awesome that Cruz is being considered at such a young age, and he's just nasty at this. So, yeah, do you think you can trust Bell this week? I personally don't, but I want to hear what you think.
No, I don't think I can trust William Byron, and it's no knock to his strength or resilience or. Oh yeah, my bad. That's what it's just. I think last week was kind of telling of them saying, hey, if we can stretch this, if we can maybe get a win, like take the week off next week. And obviously, like maybe that's not what they're thinking, but like
what about him being slow last week? I mean, that's like
right, exactly.
He wasn't a good car, and like he's been good at every race up until that point. Right. So like there seems to be a direct correlation.
Yeah, I just don't think he races the whole race if he does. And if he does, great. But it's like, dude, don't get hurt, like even more than you already are. This is a crazy track, super bumpy. I'm sure it's super hard on the drivers' bodies and everything else. And you have a broken wrist. Like, I think it's okay to let Brent Cruz fill in for this one. So I'm going to say no, that I don't think you can trust him because I don't know if he's going to race the entire race this week for Bell.
Yeah. I don't know if it was your mic right there, but it sounded awesome because it sounded like you said super bumpies, like bumpies are plural. Like, oh, go over all the super bumpies. Let's just stick with you then, Tino, here. JGR, I think these are guys, if something happens to SVG, I think there's a couple guys on this team that could take the race down. Where are you going here?
Ty Gibbs.
Nice.
Team 54, step up, see you in the chat. He's saying Brent Cruz insane pick to win. Imagine that would be. I mean, hey, sidebar. Since I'm talking about it, if Cruz does actually race, like I'm very interested to see how he does because I know he's like the results aren't there to say he's like a Zilich guy, but that's to me like what people are hyping him up to be. So it'll be cool to see him in a cup car. Anyways, yes,
yeah, I think in the O'Reilly race, like 2-1's probably fair for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that would be awesome to see him in that one. But for Ty Gibbs, for Chicago Street, those 3 races, a 9th place finish, a 3rd, and a 2nd. Like you go to his best average finishes, that's at the top of the list. And that's like exactly what we're using to try to gauge this track. I believe, and I'm going to say this now, if it's not SVG, right, you got to imagine, you got to kind of think an American wants to win this one because this is like a celebration of America 250 and everything. So I'm not saying anyone's going to do anything crazy to push SVG out of the way, but I know Ty Gibbs is not afraid to do that. And I think he'll be up there, top 3, top 5 for me. And we'll see if he's, up there to potentially get a win too.
Awesome. I'm glad you said that. That's exactly where I'm going here too. It's a good night here for Team 54 because I'm going Ty Gibbs all the way here for JGR. One thing that I like seeing, like you mentioned, the good finishes in Chicago, all that, but like just the finishes this year. Like this year, both road courses, top 5 finishes. Like he's always there. We know, he's good on that track type. And actually, if I expand it out and go to that 8-race sample, and he doesn't have the finishes to speak of last year, but kind of like what Phil was saying, like running better than what the finishes have shown, which was kind of like how we got used to knowing the Ty Gibbs team. But this year, they are getting finishes. But if you look at that 8-race sample, if you look at our true performance score and win the race, it goes SVG, Ty Gibbs, right behind him in second. So give me Ty Gibbs here, and I love this pick. Phil, where are you going here?
Yeah, it's a sweep. Ty Gibbs, who I had written down, have him plus 150 for a top 5. I think all the reasons you said. He's got the stats. He's got what I like about Ty Gibbs is what I remember of him in when it was the Xfinity Series before he was a Cup Series driver. Like, I don't follow that season or that series that much, but I remember being like, this guy's like really good on road courses. And then when he came up, I was like, I thought this guy was like a road course guy. Now you're starting to see that shine through a little bit. And that just goes to the, maturation, I guess is the word, of what he's got going on right now. So, yeah, Ty Gibbs. To the Chris Bell point, I am not scared of this. And I like the Chris Bell top 10. You called out all those top 5s, right? I think the top 10 at like minus 110, I think that's a fair
I thought about
number.
it today. Yeah, it's near like even money. It's just like If he had no wrist thing, that's probably minus 300 right now.
Look, let me say this. First of all, you got to check your book to see if you get credit if Cruz were to finish the race, right? That's a big deal. I wish I had called that out when I recorded my pod. But like, if you're into the top 10, like I am, find the sports book that says you pay out if he doesn't finish the race and Cruz does finish the race for him, because Cruz is a great backup driver. And I also think, though, that this is overblown. Like, I think this is, I don't know. If Patrice Bergeron can play with a collapsed lung, this guy can shoot a little shot into his wrist and handle the goddamn Naval base. Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is what you do. If you're a professional athlete, you shoot yourself up full of drugs and you play the game. And so, fractured
It's a
wrist, not
goddamn
fractured
hockey
wrist,
guy.
whatever. Yeah, I thought he was, and now I'm hearing all these like interviews. I'm like, okay, come on, you're tricking me here, pal. He should go out and get it done. I hope that it's overblown, but if it's not, you find the sports book that does pay the winner based on who got in the car first. So, but
Yeah, I'm
I
with you.
I really
I
do believe
stared
that
at
top
that
10
thing
is there.
earlier. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just staring through that thing. I don't know. What scares me the most, I think, is not even that, it's that he was slow last week. I just can't I can't get that out of my head. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's because of the wrist or what.
it's tough to see. I mean, this will be blatantly obvious if he's got wrist issues. And the fact that it's a 3-day event will make it, we'll be able to see how he is on Friday, interviews, see how he is on Saturday, interviews. Like, it'll be a slow, delayed draw, and us as gamblers, us as NASCAR fans, will be able to make a educated decision, more educated than normal.
Yeah, good call. We got to be on the lookout for his interviews, anything like that before practice and qualifying. If he says he's good to go, you take that line immediately. So, good call. All right, let's head to Team Penske. Team Penske on road courses has been an ongoing joke for the draft crew here, as Phil used to go against us week to week, go against us with his own guy too. Phil, I'm gonna let you lead this one off. Are you on our team this time around?
Yeah, I'm on Ryan Blaney,
Yeah.
and it's, you look at the two road courses this year. I mean, Blaney with an 8th and an 11th, solid, you know. So I don't necessarily think that he was that great at Chicago. Trying to pull his numbers up quickly here, but I don't remember him being awesome. Now he had a 33rd, 10th, and 12th. So like, he started to figure it out. It's kind of exactly the same thing. In and around top 10, Ryan Blaney, I'll take that. I think he beats his teammates. Logano, Cindric, I'd be interested in see if you guys make a case for Cindric, but I don't think you will. And Blaney's the pick. I mean, it's the same thing every week, just same shit, different day. I'm sorry, Sean.
Yeah, one thing I'm gonna look up here, because Cindric's been surprising me certain places this year. Yeah, there we go. Like, so Cindric just total ass at Coda, and then qualifies third, finishes 9th at Watkins Glen. So yeah, maybe there's something there. And we always thought, Cindric would be that guy on the road courses when he came up as well. Um, I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. I'm going Blaney though. I think what's standing out to me is what we talk about every time now on these is that he's showing up with speed. It's like something just clicked last year, then all of a sudden he's fast on road courses again. The last 5 times we've seen him qualify on a road course, 7th, 1st, 11th, 4th, 7th. He has a few top 5s in those 5 races, and then in 2 of those, he ran over 80% of his laps inside the top 5. So, yeah, I don't know. Something seemed to click here. He's just a victim of like either bad strategy or pit calls or something like that. Or I think, the one where he was out front, he might have even been leading. Like, you look over and you just see him in the grass out of nowhere. And then we're just like, I know Tino and I think we're like, no, like we had that one right. And then it didn't work out for him. But if he has no bad luck here, I do think they show up fast and I think he'll be all right. So give me Blaney. Tino, what do you got here?
Well, the chat loves Blaney as well. Iowa throwing out a little Blaney top Ford plus 340. I like the value there potentially. G Hurt saying this is only number 12. Robert saying Blaney to win stage 2.
Did you
And
see him today too? He was on Kay Adams, so it's kind of cool.
yes,
Like you're getting some publicity for this race, and having like our superstars out there talking about NASCAR was kind of cool.
that's a great point because this is my moment. I was going to say this before we were getting in the preview, everything like that. So hold on, Tina, hold on. First, let me throw out two things. One would be for my boy Sean McBride. If you want to feel positive about Logano, we're going to a new track. Anytime we go to a new track, Joey seems to show up. I mean, first time new track winner at Coliseum, at the dirt race, WWT, all the other ones. Like this could be an avenue for you there. I'm not picking him. Austin Cindric, really fast at Chicago, sixth in the first Chicago race. Could be a pivot there. Could be a top 10 situation I'm definitely keeping an eye on. But when you have Ryan Blaney being the star of the NASCAR Amazon Prime America 250 race on the Naval Base Special, and if you guys haven't seen it, you gotta tune in. The best thing I've seen recently in terms, like it was funny. It was short enough to where it wasn't too much, and the drivers like went all out, and Blaney was the star, and that's why I'm picking Ryan Blaney. That is why, because he's gonna go out here, he can have a strong run, and I think genuinely, it's like people are gonna be like, oh man, I saw Blaney in that special. Here he is. Oh, Ryan Blaney's awesome, which he is. So, and he loves America, as do I. But anyways, I do think that this is a track to where like he's been the best road course guy. Let's not switch it up. I could see a pivot for those other two guys, but obviously, I really loved the special, and I hope you guys check it out because it got me very excited for this race this weekend. So it was really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I thought it's just I think we're in a really good spot now where superstars are going on more shows and talking again like they used to. I don't know. I mean, there's something to like about that. And I think it's cool too that we're doing all this stuff. Like I know, some people are against it, but I think celebrating 250, of the U.S. How's that a bad thing? Like that's a cool thing. Like you can say what you want about the UFC fights on the White House lawn. I thought it was fucking
sick.
sweet, and the
The
flyover was insane.
Yeah.
Just the cool overall vibes, and then I don't know. I like stuff like this. I like that they're celebrating it. Phil, you had said in our group text, you're like, man, how is this not the 4th of July race? And like, couldn't agree more. Like, what a perfect weekend that would have been. But
I thought it was this whole time. I thought
too.
it was the 4th of July race, and
yeah,
I got caught off guard.
it's going to be awesome. All right, we'll stick with Ford, head to RFK here. And I mean, you see my hat, so I got to take his teammate, Chris Buescher, right here. He'll be my road course pick for RFK. He went through the long stretch where like Buescher was like, man, he's the top 10 god, and even finished last year 3rd and 4th on the last road courses we saw him at. Get into this year though, no top 10s yet. And then you look at Brad though, over the last 8, 0 top 10s in that entire span. And then you look at Priest, only had 2. One thing I did notice about Priest though, his top 10s, he's not bad. Like I was close to doing it here because Buescher hasn't shown up, and I knew I was wearing the hat tonight. But I just can't go away from Buescher. I think if someone can figure it out and has the real upside to do it, I think it's him. But I mean, Priest, Chicago Street, and the Roval, 7th and 6th. So very impressive runs right there. We saw even what Joey Hand could do in an RFK road course car. So these cars can show up, and I don't know. I got to go with Buescher though. I think it's just we mentioned it earlier. Reddick and Buescher, the only 2 guys to ever beat SVG on a road course. So to me, I knew it was going to be chalky, and that's why I thought about Priest as well. But I'm sticking with Buescher here, sticking with my guns. Phil, I'll kick it to you. What do you got?
Well, I was muted there. I thought I was going to be last, but you know what? I want to be different, and I'm going to do the reverse finisher here. I'm going to steal your hat. I'm going Ryan Priest.
Nice.
You didn't take Priest. I thought you were taking him the whole time. I had Buescher ready to go, but this is 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. There was a time where it was Buescher automatic top 10 every single time. That is not the case anymore. And like you just mentioned, you already kind of gave out Priest's stats that I was ready to rip off there. Like very solid numbers, whether you slice it, this year or the last 8 races, the Chicago street course. I'm pulling a reverse Uno card on you. I'm gonna steal your hat and see if it works out. I know, go fast,
I
Troy.
love it.
SC is not happy with me, but
What are you doing, Phil?
I think it could work out. I mean, Busher hasn't been as lights out. I've been a little disappointed on him on the road courses this year, just from the way we've been betting on him. I don't remember the exact bets, I guess top tens, and he hasn't done it yet this year. So maybe that's why I have a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, we'll see if it works out. Are you going to ship that hat to me if he wins?
Oh,
No, I think this is mine for life.
All right.
I gotta send one back to Brian just with a B here. Just make this an I.
Yeah.
All right, Tino, what do you got here for RFK? You going Brad? Want to be different?
No. I'm just glad now I get out of the tie. So, which I would have taken as well. It's Chris Busher, but while we're on the hat talk, Miami Mike is in the chat. He said, Ryan, where'd you get that hat? So you can break it down for him.
Brian Twining saw this hat and said, I thought you needed to have it. He didn't tell me what it was. He goes, I need your address. Nothing creepy. Just sending you something friendly here. I was like, okay. Gave it to him. Shipped it out. Opened it. It's like, man, you are the man. So Brian Twining, gift from him. It's Ryan Priest Apollo hat. It's got the 60 on the side. So I don't know. I love it. Thank you, Brian. And that's where I got it. I don't know where he bought it.
Then we need to ask Brian if we can get Mike one that says Mike. And then he said he'd wear a Phil hat. And then he asked, is the P for Phil?
This is. I mean, it technically is. So yeah.
It's for Priest this week.
For Priest.
There you go. The last piece of RFK, that was good. That was good comments there by Miami Mike. The last piece of RFK I will get into is I tried checking when you guys were talking. I was listening and I was on my phone trying to find the paint scheme preview. Couldn't pull it up. Didn't know where it's at for this week. But any of these guys racing to build submarines, because that would be a sign. Submarine, water, Navy base. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a extra boost in speed, if you will. Really hope it's Busher, but either way, that'd be kind of cool to see one of them racing that sponsor that they already have for this weekend. Who we got?
Hold on. You got to hold on a second here. I'll let you guys talk about Spire, but there's another great Ryan Priest thing that I need to show you guys for this week.
Please,
and it kind of makes me mad I didn't pick him either, but you said paint scheme, and this made me think of this. Hold on, I'll have it up here in 2 seconds.
Well, I want to make you aware, Tino, that you are not free from the tie, right? You're still tied with Ryan right now. You're dead even. So you guys could just pick up another half unit.
No, that's crazy. There's goes my math. I was like, man, I could pick Busher easy. That's on me. I appreciate you letting me know because I would have been totally thrown off. I guess maybe I was thinking, and Sean McBrien asks, any of us taking Logano or can he leave? And I'll just say, stay tuned. So then we get him to watch the whole thing. It works every time. And then here's a funny chat. Pro Matchbox. Pro Matchbox. You can skip Spire, McDonald's across the board. Put them in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. I disagree about that. I just totally disagree about that, man. Michael McDowell's on that team. So, well, yeah.
That's who he's talking about, bro. Oh, what do we got?
Here we go. When the shit goes down in San Diego, we'll be ready with the Scott's toilet paper car. This guy's the man.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, he is the man. So
that's
toilet
paper car.
He's been good on social this week because he found out he was playing SVG at Sonoma in the first round of the tournament, and he had the walk in, walk out.
Oh yeah,
gift.
yeah.
It's
yep,
great.
I love that too. That sucks for him for that tournament.
Yeah.
And I do need to correct myself because I thought this meant that they're like working at McDonald's, all these guys, not McDonald's as in Michael McDowell. So that's on me. That's a great comment, and I totally missed it. That's on me. I need to be better.
Yeah, well, that's a good segue to move right into Spire, and can't agree more. I'm Michael McDowell. I don't know if you guys will be different at all here, but it's tough to look past what McDowell's done. The 8-race sample I'm looking at, road course since 2025, 4th in average finish, 6th in average running position, 5 top 5s in the 8 road races. That's elite. Only SVG and Bell have more. So he is an elite road racer, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. He's fast, and I expect him to be awesome again this week. So give me Michael McDowell here. Phil, what do you got?
It's McDowell for sure. It's you got to find a way to play him. You can't play Top Chevy, obviously, unless you want chaos or want to cheer for chaos.
It's awesome.
But
2-1 top 5s.
Top
thought about
5 would be
those.
solid, if you could find a nice dance partner for a head-to-head somewhere. The lines, the books this week have been slow. Haven't seen any, I guess, plus 110 versus Ty Gibbs. I don't know if I like that, but that's, at least one matchup that I saw. So would love to have him on the card in some way, shape, or form, but you just read off his stats. Exactly what I was going to say. McDowell, without a doubt, is sneaky good.
McDowell, right?
Yes. And the thing that I'll mention for him is we saw SVG at the last road course, Watkins Glen, flip all the stages, come back from a 30-second margin from the lead to then make it 30 seconds on his own. Like it is crazy what he was able to do. But someone holding strong in second was Michael McDowell. So I thought that's something that got overlooked.
McDowell did the same thing, didn't he?
Right.
Just not as dominantly, but he did it second most dominant. You could do it.
Yeah, exactly. And now I will say this as well, because I think it's worth noting. Daniel Suarez, on the ovals, or at least just overall this season, top 10 in points, racing really consistently. And it seems like it's the 77 and the 7 that have the most speed out of that camp. I don't think that's egregious to say. So if I were to go with the fast car, it would be Suarez, like here in this spot. But I can't, based off of how McDowell ran the last road course, which was almost at par with SVG.
All right, let's head into the Chevy team that's got 2 of the highest rated road course racers. SVG might be the best of all time, or best we'll ever see kind of do this type of race. Connor Zilic, the up and comer. I got one stat here, and maybe this just kind of leads off with my own strategy, and you guys can do what you want. Tino, you and I are tied. I'm guessing that we might no longer be with the same team here, because I'm going with Shane Van Gisbergen for my Trackhouse pick. I forgot he doesn't fit. So we'll do SVG. Again, everything we've said so far, it's just pretty stupid. In that 8-race sample I'm looking at, he's got 6 wins. 74% of his laps have been inside the top 3. The next best in that time, 24%, Tyler Reddick. So he's at 74% in the top 3. Next best guy's at 24%. That's the gap you're looking at here. There's nobody like him at all doing this type of race. So give me SVG here. You guys might, go with Connor Zilic here. Maybe you go with Ross Chastain. I don't know how crazy you want to be. Or maybe you go with SVG and you got a bonus swap that you're thinking at the end here. But I will say one stat that I noticed looking at everything this week that I thought was very interesting. There's 4 drivers, full-time drivers, that don't have a single top 10 this year. It's Ty Dillon, Cody Ware, Cole Custer, and Connor Zilic. So those are your guys. Those are the bottom of the barrel guys. But we come to a road course. What can happen? I don't know. Tino, I'm going to kick it to you. Since we have the same team here, are you about to change that?
Yes. And I will be changing it with the pick of Connor Zilic. Mm-hmm. This fits my narrative of a potential American that can win a race celebrating that of. Both cars are awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen the Red Bull. It'll be 2 Red Bull.
Red Bull Challenge, yeah.
Yeah, and then one in the navy blue, just like the old days. So that's really cool to see. And they got a little bit of the navy-ness to them, little design. I think it's awesome. All throughout the night, the past few days, I was up trying to do math, and I'm not a very good mathematician, but my thought process was this: like, is there a way, and I hope I describe it correctly here, so bear with me. I was thinking, if I were to take not SVG at the bonus, which who knows if I'm going to or not, like, then I could have Connor Zilic was the factor for me here. because he hasn't been good. Like, you're banking on him to be good at a place where he should be, but he's been bad all year. Who's to say that doesn't continue, right? My point is this. I could have went SVG in your spot, just like how you did, Ryan. And then I'm thinking, because you already assume he's going to have a max points day. So can the math be fixed to where someone's going to have more points than Zilich, but it'll also be enough to where SVG's max is good enough, which I guess is what you're doing. So I'm already just describing what you're doing.
Just describing everything that we were doing the same math all night.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good though. So you understand. I don't know if the people are getting me, but that's what I was wrestling with, and I couldn't figure it out. So I went with Connor Zilich in this spot, obviously, and then I just feel like a max points day times 1.25 will be a lot as well. But we'll see.
I think so. If our teams are the same, we're gonna be different in the two spots, but. So I think if Connor Zilich finishes top 10, I'm very likely to lose. Assuming SVG does what he's supposed to, and you get all those bonus points for his max day. If you get his max day, that's a lot of points that he's going to get the 0.25 for. But if Connor Zilich finishes top 10, I think I'm toast. But if Zilich doesn't, and SVG just has a good day, doesn't get all the points, but gets a win and some more, then I think I might have a shot. So we'll see what happens. Phil, what do you got here?
Well, I've been tortured by this pick all day. And I feel like if I was in your guys' shoes with a very similar team, I might be resigned to taking Zilich, but I'm different enough where at this point I'm like, fuck it. I'm taking Kevin Magnuson. And I'm saying all caution to the wind. Let's fucking go.
Wow.
That's hype. That's hype.
I don't even know if I spelled that right.
Who cares? But this is the thought process here. The fact that it's an even playing field completely, I'm interested in that. The fact that Connor Zilich has just been so disappointing. I'm like, let me see something new. Like, let me cheer for something new. And there's a part of me that doesn't want him to do well because I don't want F1 guys coming in and being like, oh, we're better than NASCAR. But I really don't care about that. So we're going to roll with it. This is a track. I did some math. I took him top 10 minus 110. And I did a little digging. The average F1 track is 3.2 miles. This track is 3.4. These guys aren't used to long road courses like this. And he is. Like, he's used to longer. So even playing field, it's a pretty much same deal for him as far as the track size concerned compared to what these NASCAR drivers are used to. The Project 91 thing, I don't have to tell you guys this, but anyone that's listening, maybe it's new to you. That's how SPG got invited, and that's how he took over. And so I remember vividly after practice and qualifying at Chicago, the first race, being like, damn it, I need something on this guy. I got him plus 100 for a top 5. Loved every second of the race, because if I didn't get that, I would have been miserable watching that. And I just have like fear that it's going to be a similar situation, just coming in out of left field and shocking everyone. So I had to go different because I just don't trust Zilich. And if he does good this week, Connor, great. Like, I am cheering for that dude. I want to see that guy succeed, but I'm just going to be different here and we're going to roll with it. So, Iowa.
Can you bring up Team 54s? Yeah, there we go.
Jimmy Jam. Go with Jimmy Jam.
There you go.
I don't know, man. And listen, there are no wrong picks in this show. It's whatever anyone's feeling. But I got to tell you my feelings on it. I just don't think he's going to be very good. This is just my own thought, but I could be dead wrong. And like, I don't know. What is good? What is better for the sport, I guess? Like, we should probably, like, the NASCAR side of me wants the NASCAR guys to do better than him and not him just come in and immediately make them look terrible. But
that's already happened.
Maybe that's why my brain's doing that. I don't know. Yeah, I know. But like even that one with SVG, like he was fast, but it took like I mean that Chicago race that he won was just a shit show. I mean it was just total shit show. So like we're not getting any rain. It's just beautiful weather all weekend long. I couldn't even believe the weather looking at it on my app. It's like perfect fat guy weather. Like I'd be in heaven out there. And it's like 60s and sunny every single day. How do you even get that lucky? But um I don't know, man. Tino, what do you think? Did you do any Magnuson research here? You got any hot takes? I think Phil's on one side
It's crazy.
of the top 10. I'm on the other side of the top 10. What do you think?
Hey, former F1 driver. We got Sean McBride excited about it. I'm excited about like the chat lit up. What I'm thinking is this was an awesome pick. Like I am now. I honestly did not consider him. I thought about the three drivers that normally race for this team, and not that I forgot he was in the field, but it was like, oh yeah, this is happening. And
Didn't think you were going to do it at all.
No, I wasn't gonna pick him, but like,
no, I didn't think Phil. I didn't think anyone was. I didn't think anyone.
Right.
I didn't think there was a shot in hell either of you guys were taking him tonight.
Well, I think it's awesome that it happened, and I think Big Ross. I think the only thing Phil might need to watch out for is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. because this is true. Anytime it seems like they're racing with the one-off guys, Ricky finds his way to get into them. And since I'm reading the chat, Robert bringing my Eric Jones up is insane. Now,
oh my God,
hey, that's you know, and give me 1 second here because when I mentioned I was up all night doing math on Connor's Village, I was thinking about this last year, but like 2 days ago, actually. It was so crazy that Eric Jones and Ross Chastain in that race at Martinsville to cost me the potential championship, which actually did cost me the championship, was so close because it was right there and both of them were racing and they were 1 or 2 points away from each other and it wasn't wrong. It was right. And he got wrecked and it was terrible. And now I'm upset. I'm really sad you brought that up, Robert, but it's a good dig. So good one.
That was a good chirp. Let me just add in, right? Dude, this could go poorly for me. He could finish 30th. Whatever. I'm trying to have a little fun here and maybe steal one, honestly. But when you Google, so first of all, they had so much success with SVG with this Project 91 thing. You don't think they're going to source the right guy for that to run that back?
Well, what I was just thinking, like, so here's my thought process was just like the Kimi Räikkönen, the Will Brown came in, ran for RCR, and not that these guys all have the same backgrounds exactly, but just like the guys that they bring in. Like Joey Hand though did have a second place finish, but again that took some carnage I think in that was a Chicago race as well I believe. But we could get that here, so he could top 5. Like I don't know, we could get it.
I Google Kevin Magnuson and it comes up aggressive driving style. Magnuson is well regarded for his hard-nosed, aggressive racing style in 185 starts, and many analysts believe it's going to translate well to the rough and tumble deal. I love it.
Nice.
So
I mean, he's only going there to win. They're not fucking points racing.
One directive, and the 3-day event is only going to help a guy like that. A lot of time in between to talk through stuff and hop on the sim or whatever you need to do in the car or get on the sticks, PS5 or whatever to go through the track, whatever you need to do to learn it. He's got time in between. So trying to have a little fun. We'll see if it works out.
Hell yeah. This is a fun Phil draft. I mean, you have Kyle Larson. You passed up on Chase Elliott for Kyle Larson and Kevin Magnuson. So these are the guys you normally avoid, but here we go. Yep. I love the aggression.
When you're down by 3 points, you got to do something.
All right, I'll lead off the bonus pick here since I already have SVG and I kind of know where you guys are going to go with it. I'm going with Chase Briscoe. So I'm going with 2 JGR cars here. And this is really because, like, you just look at the road courses this year. Briscoe, one of the best cars at COTA. The thing exploded, but it was one of the best cars until it exploded everywhere. And then finishes 4th at Watkins Glen. I mean, if you look at all of last year as well, qualifying well, showing up fast on all the road courses. What's crazy is you look at his 8-race sample that I'm looking at with everyone. So all the races of 2025, the 2 this year, in that 8-race sample, average running position, Shane Van Gisbergen, number 1. Number 2, Chase Briscoe. So That's why I'm going with Briscoe here for my bonus pick, is that I think you could see him run up front all day. And so if he's doing that, gathering a bunch of points, hopefully there's not too big of a gap in that bonus. And then either Magnuson or Zilich or someone fails in the trackhouse spot, and then maybe I can gain on you guys a little bit. But we'll see. So it's risky. Phil, I'm going to kick it right back to you. We going SVG here?
It's got to be SVG. I mean, if I'm getting crazy in the trackhouse pick, I got to be good here with the bonus. So SVG, no doubt. The only stat I'll throw out there just to drive home the point of how crazy it is, the last 8 races on road courses, a 1.8 average finish. That is insane. That is just insane. So I think we're going to see more of it.
Awesome. Tino, SVG.
Yeah,
throwing on the gold helmet.
No, not this week. This week I got a little lesson for everyone. If you want to make me big here, I can give a little demonstration, because we talk about SVG, right? But no one really knows, how did he get so good? So I drew up a little diagram as to, he's also not from America, New Zealander. What does SVG really mean? So let's see here. Okay, so you see SVG. Okay, so we know that is his name. We got that much. So now let's see, after doing some research, S in the SVG stands for speed. The V, very fast. But the G, God, he just won by 30 seconds at a road course again. He is the best at this. Glad I picked him to win at this epic track. It's that simple. You just got to break it down like that, fellas.
Yeah, dude. That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
So
that is awesome.
You're like the guy from Love Actually.
Yeah. I mean, let's not, it's going to be, if everything isn't crazy and no American wants it crazy, then they go and take him out first corner, which would be kind of entertaining. He's going to win by maybe a minute. And that'll be really fun to watch as well. Like you're going on these crazy tracks. That's where he grew up racing. That's where he won championships. Bumps and rights and lefts and slopes and turns and all this stuff that is like being impacted to SVG and this road course that is a Navy base, and it's a street. You're racing on the roads that thousands of cars race on every day. I think this just plays right into his hand, and that's why I feel very happy about where my team's looking at right now.
Beautiful. Awesome. I can't believe we got the track house. We have 3 different drivers there. We got a Michael McDowell sweep, Blaney sweep, Gibbs sweep, Gilliland sweep, and Reddick sweep. So, and we still managed to be quite different in the draft. So it should be a fun one to track all weekend. Everyone listening, don't forget to put your picks in. Everyone always, you get so many messages in Discord or anything where they just say, damn it, I forgot my one and done or forgot my draft pick. Always lock it in. Set a reminder on your calendar. Do whatever you can. I always try to chirp it out in Discord when I can to remind everyone to do it. Pick your one and done. Pick your draft, and let's see who the champions can be. Phil, you are leading the one and done right now. And, I mean, we're going to get to the point here where it's going to get down to the nitty-gritty. You're going to have to pick some guys. I don't know what you took last week. I didn't even notice. I took Nemechek. That worked out well. What'd you get? I
took Eric Jones. Yeah, and it seemed a lot of people took the legacy guys, and they were basically got the same exact points. So I actually was scrolling through to see if there was a glitch. But no, I mean, everyone was just on top of the legacy. So yeah, I mean, hanging on by a little bit. But yeah, we'll see if that can continue.
Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of cool though. Even though everyone tied, at least you didn't get burnt. I'm sure a couple people got burnt by something bad that happened. So and probably picked a good guy and got burnt, which would suck. So awesome. All right. Remember to do that. Wintherace.info, all your data needs. Tino, I'm going to kick it to you. Let everyone know where they can find all your content this weekend. Kick it to you, Phil, and then we'll get out of here.
Yes, sir. Well, before I do just that, chat was awesome tonight, as you guys are every single week. Excited for this cool event and this race and the celebration that it will be. In the chat, there's a lot of great things. Got some bets, got some picks, got some good conversations. So I want to bring up everyone's before we head out. First one would be Team 54. 3 guys should be in your picks. Ty Gibbs, obviously, SVG, and Connor Zilic. So that's what he said earlier on in the night. Iowa as well, hopping on the Gibbs train. Ty Gibbs top 5 plus 220. I'm honestly very surprised to see it at that number. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I love that too, and I'll be riding. Sean McBride asks, will I be coming to New Hampshire? Yeah, totally. I won't be in Hawaii. I will be in Hawaii. Go Fast Troy saying, I'd take Reddick and McD as probably the only upsets. Love that as well. He is the man. Now, this one, got to throw it out here. Team 54 says, Ty Gibbs will win. Mark it down. He said this. So here's your moment. Clip it. If this happens, we gave you your shine, and I'd be excited for you if it does happen. Iowa as well, talking about the Ty Gibbs top 5, and then also mentioning Gibbs has the 3rd best speed ranking at road courses behind SVG and Connor Zilic. Zilic obviously has a smaller sample size there, but it is good to note from him. And then Go Fast Troy also mentioning a good bet in which I'll totally be on top of this one. If you make 3 bets, SVG win, McDowell top 5, and Busher top 4, which leads me to my next point of a great question by Easton. 36 for 36 recommendation. If you've already used SVG and Connor at the first 2 road courses, well, personally, I'd go Michael McDowell here. But Phil and Ryan, what do you think?
Hold on, Phil, you answered. I'm just clipping something and going to post it up here in a second.
Sure, yeah. I like McDowell. I think that it really depends individually on like who you've played elsewhere. I mean, I like McDowell, and I saw someone say save AJ for next week. That's exactly what I'm doing, saving AJ for Sonoma. So, yeah, McDowell this week, maybe AJ next week. That would be worth it to me.
Yeah, I like the McDowell call. I don't mind burning a guy like Gilliland and just hoping for a finish in the teens or something. You're going to get down to these late races in the year, and you're going to not want to play guys like Gilliland anywhere. So, I don't mind when you get to a place like this where you think he could finish like 13th through 19th or something, like just take those points when you can and then let other people flame out at the end of the year when you're taking a stud that you left for another race. So I don't know. That's another strategy you could try as well, which is much different than taking McDowell, I think, who can easily top 5. But I don't know. We don't have any. Do we have any road courses? We don't. I think Sonoma's the last one. Then we're done. I think they narrowed it down to 4.
Yeah.
For the year. Yeah. So that's why earlier in the year we slammed that under 4.5 win bet for SVG, I believe. So looking good there after he lost Coda. So all right. I wanted to pull this up because we had Iowa mention the speed. So that's what they're talking about. Enhanced loop data on win the race. You can make your own data set. This is the one that I've been using, like all the road courses from 2025 on. But if you sort that by speed, which I have it here now, SVG, Zilic, Gibbs, McDowell, Blaney, Briscoe, Bell, Reddick, those are all the dudes. So that's what we're looking at. And what's interesting there, because we talked about him as like the top 10 king for a while there, Busher, outside the top 10 in speed, but he is a guy who can find top 10s. But yeah, just wanted to pull that up so you can make your own data models and look at everything there. We do have the speed. It's Greg's incident adjusted speed, so it should be pretty accurate for how they ran in the race. Takes out all major incidents and all that stuff. So, all right. Tino, any other comments real quick?
Yes, everyone can follow me at Tino Patino, Pattigno. Hear me on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 Friday for sure. Best bets on Tubi and the NASCAR app. So watch that. Everything we've been talking about, but then the chat, I'll throw in your props. I'll throw in the plays, the markets. So appreciate that. It won't be a direct shout out, but that, I gave you guys some love there. So appreciate what you guys were saying there. And then maybe pre-race, we'll see. I'll let you guys know. That's why you got to follow me, but we'll see, how it goes. But appreciate everyone. Appreciate the chat. And I'm really excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Phil, where can we find all your content?
Yeah, you can give me a follow at Full Tank Phil, Instagram for the race day card, on X, Chop It Up. And Full Tank Phil's name of the pod Also, this week we got trucks, very exciting truck race this week. So that'll be on YouTube, on the Full Tank with Phil YouTube channel. So give that a look as well. And I'll be on vacation with their family next week, so likely we'll miss this draft, but we'll see. But kind of a rinse and repeat, as someone kind of said with Sonoma. The only other thing I'll mention is something new. I am going to be out in Vegas at the Bet Bash conference. They're for the first time ever doing a NASCAR panel, and I was lucky enough to get asked to be on that. So very pumped about that. I'll talk about it more as I get more information, but couldn't be more excited, and I'm really excited to represent, this community and win the race and the draft and everything we got going on here. So yeah, just want to shout that out for anyone who goes to that conference or is thinking about it. I'll be out there. So that's August
yeah.
6th.
Nice. And I don't think we go to Vegas till much later than that, like in the schedule, right? Like you're not catching it on a NASCAR weekend. You couldn't be that lucky.
No, it's the Iowa week.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'll be breaking down Iowa, I guess, at the conference.
Awesome. All right, cool. WinTheRace.info, guys, for all your data needs. Come play the games with us. Let's have some fun. Enjoy the Naval Base Coronado San Diego street race. Should be a fun one. All 3 series going. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.